I'll warn you guys whenever you need to duck, Be good. Wow, I didn't look. All right, everybody say bonjour, Maddie. Bonjour, Maddie. Good job. She's going to take your picture. Big smiles. Look right up here.
All right, on three. All right, 1, 2, 3.
4. Thank you, Maddie. All right, driver's side. Driver's side. Right here is one of the fun spots in the cave. You're going to have to duck for a few seconds. It's very low. If the person in front of you yells out, you go a little bit lower, you'll be okay. All right.
Look up here. I can't look. Oh, yeah. Oh, look, you're all right. Look what? You're fine.
All right, driver's side. One more low spot. It is even lower. Good luck. Hey, my French friends, Hey. Okay.
Oh, watch your head.
Yeah. There we go. I knew I had to. There we go. All right, we made it.
You're fine.
Oh. 100% humidity in here. So it kind of hits the lights and creates that. Don't worry, I have lights. As long as you laugh at my joke. It's okay. Welcome to Fantastic Caverns, everybody. So there are 3 zones to a cave. What we pass through there is light zone. That's where the daylight comes in. Up ahead, what do you think that zone's called?
Twilight Zone.
Dark zone. Dark zone. But guess what, Alex? You're sitting in the twilight zone. We call it that because any daylight that enters the cave disappears here. It will not reach any other parts. Therefore, any animals that would come in would not go past this point. They don't like the dark. Besides visitors, there's only one animal that explores every layer, level, and dark zone. What do you think it is?
Bats.
Bats, very good. We have the tricolored bat, size of my thumb, with a 3-inch wingspan.
Wow.
Very, very tiny and cute. Now, these bats are also very shy. They don't hang out in big groups on the ceiling. They like to be completely by themselves and squeeze their little bodies in crevices like that along the wall. That's where you want to explore with your eyes today. Now, in the 1930s, during the Depression era, times were very, very tough for everybody, even the cave owner and his family. So he decided he was going to put gardens in a cave. Here's one of them. And he was going to grow something and sell it so he can help support his family. What can you grow in 100% humidity and 100% darkness?
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms. Very, very good. Mushrooms. Now, he grew button-top mushrooms. He traveled to Springfield, Missouri, about 5 minutes from here, and he sold those to the other farmers. Now, that helped him make ends meet for him and his family. So very, very smart guy. I'm going to show you guys something extra special today, okay? Right now, you're surrounded by millions and millions of fossils. Now, Missouri was under the ocean at one time. If any plant or animal would die in the ocean, it would settle down to the ocean floor. Those bones compacted over a long period of time, making limestone. Our cave is all limestone. Now, the Missouri State fossils a crinoid. That is an older version of a sea anemone. It's actually older than dinosaurs. Do you guys want to see ocean fossils?
Yes.
All right. You can turn your lights on your phone and look at the ceiling now. I'm going to show everybody, though. So the crinoids look like SpaghettiOs and Cheerios broken up everywhere. Look, there's a seashell. It's very, very cool, huh?
Yes, it is.
Very cool. Now, not only were we under the ocean, but an ancient river made the cave. This cave is all natural. You're driving on a river bed, okay? This is all natural. The only parts that were dug out was the entrance and exit. They used dynamite to blow out the entrance we came through, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and learn about rock formation. Yay.
Scared me. Hiking that, okay. Oh, I was like, what is that noise?
So this is our auditorium. Look at the ceiling. All these formations are called stalactites. Stalactites, you can remember that because they hang tight to the ceiling. The formations in the ground are stalagmites. You can remember that because they might reach the ceiling. This stalactite has another name. It is called cave curtain or drapery. That's because of the way it's shaped and formed. When that water comes through the ceiling, it's making those cool shapes like folded fabric. So when it rains up above, or even when snow melts, it gets into the dirt and pulls minerals out, brings that water into the limestone ceiling, pulls calcite from the fossils. All the water comes in here and evaporates. It leaves the minerals and sediment behind building these rocks. Now, this is white, so it only has calcite, okay? But look at this wall, this bright orange stuff flowing down, it's called flowstone. It's bright orange because of another mineral. What do you think it might be? Copper's a good guess, but not quite. Iron. That has iron in it. That's why it's orange in color. Now, these two formations are going to continue to grow until they connect. These two will be one, a column. So I'm going to ask some of you guys here. Let's start with you. How long would that take to turn into a column? 500 years? 500 and a few more years? What do you think?
Oh, I don't know. A million.
A million? We jumped. What'd you say?
300.
300?
That's what I was going to say.
300? 1,000. 1,000? All right, all right. Good, good. What do you think?
I'm sorry, I was not
C'est sûr.
Oh, yeah. All right, you guys. Today is your lucky day. You are looking at the world's most perfect column. I'm just kidding. This is a well pipe, okay? It was cast iron black at one time, but you can see that mineral calcite has coated it. The cave is trying to turn it into a column. Give it a few hundred or 1,000 years, it will do its job, it will misshape enough, it'll look like one. But I like to stop here to show you guys some awesome stuff. See these little white strings hanging down, okay? Right here, these little white strings hanging off the ceiling. Those are from an oak tree. 93 feet above us, trying to get its roots into the cave to reach water. But again, the cave turned those tree roots to stone. Okay, it's a very, very powerful environment. I want you guys to do me a favor. When you go to leave the parking lot today, there's only one exit. Across the street, there is a wooden fence, about 6 feet tall, in a metal box. That is where the pipe is, so you guys will know where you were 100 feet below the surface. So very, very cool. Now the most common name for this, among the people here in the cave, is the big mistake. All right? In 1941, the landowner decided he needed a well pipe for his house. He did some hillbilly math and he found the perfect spot, 10 feet outside of the cave. He made a big mistake. That's okay. We are really glad he did, because this is where we learned our measurement. These little squiggly lines that are flat on the ceiling, they're 3/4 of an inch. These are baby cave curtains, and right now they are 81 years old. Wow. Almost 100 years to grow those little lines. So you guys tell me how old those cave curtains are.
Right.
Half a billion? I need an exact answer, you guys. Say, I don't know.
Millions.
You're right.
I don't understand. So
You're right. I don't know. None of us know. The only one we know is that one right there, 81 years to grow. Okay? Now, besides this pipe being unnatural, we're going up ahead to experience the dark zone. No lights. Gonna turn them off. Next stop. Anybody scared of the dark? Close your eyes. Okay. Here we go.
on va rencontrer Jésus tantôt.
All right, everybody. I want you to hide your cameras, hide your phones. Put them in your pocket so there's no light. In pocket.
No
Perfect. No light. It's called cave popcorn, bubbling out of all the rocks. So very, very cool. We're going to go find out another time when our environment changes. And that's with water. So when too many drips are getting in here and they're not hitting visitors or evaporating, they collect instead. So very, very cool. All right, good job, you guys. You were very brave.
What the heck? That was dangerous.
I like it. I'll come wear it.
Oh my goodness.
I definitely will. It's important for that black
Right.
Now you guys can stand up to get a better view. This upper level, half a mile each way, 50 feet down. Another 3 miles of cave. So when it rains above and the water starts to go past the dirt and ceiling, it'll collect in the cave. A river or stream is formed. It goes into the cave and out again at Little Sock River. It's very beautiful. It's very relaxing. until it's not. See that orange and white line? A couple months ago, it filled to here.
Oh, wow.
It was a giant swirling bowl of muddy water that you could hear roaring at the entrance of the cave.
Oh, my.
Guess what? We still get tours. The locals love our rainy season. But in 2019, it flooded over the railing.
Oh, my God.
All the way to the back and front of the cave. We shut down for a week because it took that long for the water to recede, dispensing 9,000 gallons per minute.
Oh, my.
Intense. Now, when it's dry like this, we have scientists that explore the lower level. However, they have to crawl for an hour and a half on their stomachs through an 18.5-inch by 3-foot tall hole. Once they start the journey, they don't get to turn around. They have to keep on crawling until they make it to a place where they can stand up again, and they named it Paradise. A little bit further past Paradise, we have something called permanent pools of water. They don't wash away with the floods in the water. They don't dry up in the dry season, and that's where our endangered species lives. The Ozarks blind cave fish. And a salamander and a crawdad live down there. But they're very, very small because the only food they get comes from the rain, the surface water bringing it to them. So when there's a river here, that river is like an all-you-can-eat buffet. They're happy, they're fed. On the flip side, during a drought when it's dry, they can go months at a time without any food at all and they still survive. They're albino. That means you could see through them, see their hearts beating and all their organs.
Is that because they never see sunlight?
That's correct. That is not natural light. Those are light bulbs. They're in total darkness, which is also why they're blind. The salamanders are born with eyes. They can see and use them, but because of that dark, eventually skin grows over their eyes, sealing them shut forever. Very powerful environment. Sorry, I got so dark on you guys. Okay, so I'm going to go up ahead. I have a really cool surprise for you. I think you'll enjoy it.
You're so smart. I know. Kind of looks like Batman shadow. Ooh.
All right, enjoy your movie, cinema.
What's the popcorn?
Where's my popcorn?
We're doing some water sampling here at the Spring That Drains Fantastic Caverns. These are some of our samplers. A spring is the drainage point for a cave system. What I want to do today is give you a look at the whole drainage system, and it's going to be a good day for doing it because we have had a lot of rain the past couple days. Why the spring is so large. Water goes into the cave system through things like sinkholes and then moves through the cave and discharges here at the spring. The flow of the spring today is about 9,000 gallons a minute, and every bit of that goes through Fantastic Caverns. About 3/4 waters of the runoff water in the Ozarks moves into the cave systems. We're a mile from the spring here at a vertical entrance into the fantastic system.
This is one of the most open sinkholes in the whole fantastic cavern system. It's so open, in fact, the walnuts that wash in here make it all the way through the cave. I could do without all the drips, I think. That's the way the water gets in. And of course, that's not only does the water get in that way, that's the way food gets in for the cave animals and contaminants get in too. I believe the jeeps get in some way other than that, though. Off-road! Off-road!
The cave is here because limestone can be dissolved by water. This piece of limestone weighs about a pound. There is this much limestone dissolved in every 1,000 gallons of water discharging from the spring today. You can imagine the enormous volumes of water and long periods of time required to form the cave. Basically, a cave is a drained spring system. Since caves are part of spring systems, storms can flood them and make them dangerous. This isn't your normal Ozark float trip. The fish, the crayfish, and most of the other cave animals are tiny, white, and blind. Although they spend their entire lives in the cave, they depend on the surface for their food. When contaminants come in from the surface, they threaten the life here. With cave systems, whatever goes down comes up. Pollution threatens all life. By studying groundwater and by working to protect its quality, we can protect the beauty of the cave and preserve our quality of life.
Pretty cool. All right, so if you look at the ceiling here, it's smoother. Formations are smaller, petite, and there's less of them because we are 125 feet below the surface, okay? So very, very deep, about 12 stories. That's a good tip for you guys if you're cave exploring on your own. That's how you know you're getting deeper when formations change. If they're bigger and there's more, you're closer to the surface. So we did not drive in that entrance to go down in a hole. We drove in the hill and the earth has been building on top of us. That makes any sense? So our cave was discovered in 1862. The landowner John Knox and his best friend, his dog, Juno the bloodhound, went hunting. Juno could smell a rabbit. He flushed it out of the bushes and up the hillside into a small hole. He was so excited to catch that rabbit for John, he ran past the twilight zone, straight into the dark. Juno was lost. He was scared. So he started barking and howling. And those noises were so loud, they were echoing out of the hole. John could hear it. He followed it back, and that's how the cave was discovered. Okay? I don't know if this is helping you at all. I'm trying. I'm trying really hard. Now, he did go in with his little candle, to rescue his dog. All Juno needed was that little light, just enough to see it and run out of the cave. But he covered the hole for 5 years. It wasn't until 1867 when he decided he wanted someone else to explore the cave for him. John did not want to do that. So he wrote a letter to the local newspaper, and the Springfield Athletics Club responded. They said, John, we have 12 explorers and all the cave equipment. So he invited them here. But he was absolutely shocked the next morning to see 12 teenage girls sitting in his yard. The youngest was 12 years old. The oldest was 19, and those girls really were professional explorers, spelunkers. But they had never been the first explorers of anything. John was a really cool guy. He was delighted to give them the title. Now, those girls were so excited about it when they were exploring. One of them said, I never, ever, ever want to forget this moment. Her friend looked at her and said, I don't want anybody to forget. Let's go write our names on the wall. They did. It's still here today, and we get to see it next. But any questions before we go?
Yeah, how far are we from where we entered to here?
Half a mile in, and then we're gonna go back out another half mile. So deepest point here is half a mile. Goes another about 150 feet around the corner where that light is.
Okay, and that's about as far as you can go?
Yeah, on this top level. It's a lot of holes and crevices, stuff like that. It's all red clay, so it's really, really slippery. They won't even let us explore back there. It's dangerous. So as far as us driving, this is the deepest we go. But underneath us is 3 miles. And they do say it's completely explored. So, yep, very cool. Any other questions? All right. Try it colored back.
It's tiny.
See? Backed.
Chauve-souris?
I don't know in the niche.
Very, very tiny. That is full grown. You guys are lucky. Jolie.
Oh, very jolly.
Beautiful. All right. Here we go. That's very rare.
Elle l'aurait pas vu.
I got a video of it. I think that video is the whole thing. I don't know how she saw that.
Was probably earlier on an earlier drive.
Ooh. That's where I stuck my phone over. Huh? I stuck my phone over there. show. C'est Darla qui est dans un show.
So John kept the cave a secret for 5 years because of the Civil War. If either side Confederate or Union found out somebody owned a cave, they would take it from them. And they could because of martial law. But that's because they were looking for something very valuable in the cave dirt. It wasn't gold or silvers, not iron, not diamonds, not crystals, not silver. They were looking for bat water, bat poop. Yes, you. They're taking a big scoop of it, mix it with water to create a slime or sludge. Pour it. Into a hopper just like that. Now they do that over and over and over. And then take their bucket, carry it outside the cave, and pour it into a large pot or a hot open flame. Now that has to boil long enough until all the water evaporates. The only thing left behind is a white crystal-like substance called saltpeter. They scrape it out, they mix it with potash and sulfur, and they had gunpowder. So you see why they were caves, they would have an advantage and would supply ammo. 8 miles from here was one of the bloodiest battles in Missouri at Wilson's Creek. John knew they were in the area. He was scared. He just kept it a secret. But based on temperature alone, if they knew, besides the background, that you had a cave, they would take it for that. They would have a place to shelter soldiers, hide supplies, or to have a hangout. Which brings me to my favorite history of the cave. The 1920s. Because when the government said you can't drink alcohol anymore, the cave said, yes you can. We had a speakeasy right here. Lots of people drinking, dancing, partying, right here, okay? Until one moonshiner shot another in a dispute over a recipe, and the sheriff said, I'm done, I'm shutting you guys down. So end of the speakeasy. This has been used for all kinds of stuff. A sorority would have dances here. Ray Stevens, Buck Owens are famous musicians. They started here. Farmerama is a radio show that's very, very, very old, started here. Ozarks Jubilee started here. This was Branson before Branson existed. So everybody liked this place. Lots of parties here. Now, we're going to go up ahead and see the best stuff in the cave, but it's going to be low for everybody. So when I shine my light, you look, get low, okay? All right, very good. As you can see, all the broken rocks. This is the original ceiling of the cave, okay? It collapsed 1, 2, and 3 times.
Oh, we should get out.
In 1811, there was a massive earthquake, one of the biggest ever recorded in history. It was on the New Madrid fault line that runs from St. Louis, Missouri to Memphis, Tennessee. But this earthquake was so big, it rang church bells in Boston, Massachusetts. Wow. It also swallowed the Mississippi River, spit it back out, and forced it to run backwards for several days. Now, the earthquake was about 200 years ago. I want you guys to look at this. Do you think it made the ceiling collapse all those times?
Got too heavy? Is that right?
What was the
You're
question?
onto something. So does that mean you think it did or didn't? I gotta know which way you're going with this.
Right, well, it looks like it could get very heavy and shift.
Heavy from what?
I don't know.
There's a different
Water.
The different layers except for
Water? All right. What's your name?
Melissa?
Melissa? What's growing on top of the broken rocks? You're halfway there.
Oh, I don't know.
You do know. I touched you. You know. What's growing?
Lime?
limescale.
Yeah.
And they're called
I forgot.
formations.
Oh, formation.
Very good. You and your
Gotcha.
friends get to leave the cave. Everybody else. So we have formations, okay? If that earthquake was 200 years ago, we have flowstone, stalagmite, we have stalactites, 1 cubic inch per 100 years. This is older than the earthquake. It got too heavy. The ceiling collapsed because of that river flowing and absorbing the water into the ceiling. So very, very good.
I'm curious how the vibration and sound doesn't affect any of it.
It would in
Well-
some caves, but because
Like
ours,
driving through it and stuff, that doesn't affect
like
it at all?
the sound of it, no.
Well, the vibration and the sound.
No, not
Oh,
enough.
the
This
vibration.
grows too slowly. This grows too slowly. This is a cave that's made with water. Other caves could have things like that disturb it, but not here.
Okay.
Also, in case you were looking a little bit more further into the driving part, our Jeeps run on propane, and it's water emissions, water vapors. So that's safe as well too. But yeah, no, the sound does not affect. In fact, scientists came here and investigated to see if the earthquake ever did anything, and at the epicenter of St. Louis, they investigated their caves. They concluded not a single thing, not even a crack was caused to these caves. I don't know why, but that's why. But the best thing in this entire cave, the best of the best, is when calcite dries out because it crystallizes.
Oh, wow.
It'll sparkle. Now normally, this is wet because this cave's alive, always growing with water. You came here on an awesome day, you saw a bat, and you got to see sparkles. So, woo! Very, very awesome. Now, we are going to go up ahead and see the most stalactites on the ceiling. Up ahead, thousands of stalactites, okay? So everybody look up when I point. All right, everybody, look up. Stalactites.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
Deeper.
All right, you guys. No lights.
No light.
No lights. All right. So those girls, they didn't have lights either. So what they would have done is put a candle into a can to make a spotlight. Okay. That water that's been dripping on you guys all day, not gonna hit my flame. Any big gust of the wind's not gonna blow it out. Now I'll show you. Yes, cool, cool. Now there's 12 girls. Do you guys remember how old the youngest explorer was?
12.
That's right. She was only 12. What do you guys think they used her for?
Getting into small spaces.
Small spaces. She would have been the first one to crawl through the hole Juno found. She was very brave, but she would have been amazed to stand up in the area we call the Hall of Giants. Eventually, all 12 girls would have followed this path down. They would have seen two of our most famous formations. These are called the twins, and they are the giant columns of the cave.
They are huge.
You guys get to see it like this. I often wonder if the girls came back 20 years later to see the lights put in. That would have been really amazing for them.
Yeah.
Now we're going to go find the hole, how Juno the dog got into the cave, which means right around the corner is the exit. So, any last questions or curiosities? All right. Driver's side, you guys feeling good? Yeah? You limber? Yeah, because up ahead, low. It's going to be about this high off the dash. So if you want to move now, or be very, very careful, okay?
Got it.
There we go. All right, watch my buddies back there. Alright, right here, rock sticking out. You guys watch your faces. Right here.
I get a little nervous.
Alright, the exit's going to be low on both sides.
Oh.
Passenger side very, very low up ahead, okay? Right at the end.
Hey, is that for an animal?
Oh, the cages with the bowls? Oh,
Yeah.
you are not going to believe this.
You got it.
Those are wild Tupperware traps. No. Our scientists are doing a 10-year study on evaporation. They're about 3 years into it, but when they first started it, each morning they were coming in, the water was completely gone. So they were getting pretty scared. They were like, oh no, something's wrong with the cave. They came in about a week later, to fill it again, and a raccoon was drinking it.
Oh, jeez.
So they put cages to stop that. All right, here we go. Low. All right, passenger side, low ceiling, watch our heads.
Peace out. 44 minutes.